Morning, guys. I wanted to share with you what we've done. As you can see, we got the pool filled back up. And no, I did not clean the liner before we filled it, obviously, because it's going to be shocked. However, we've run into another situation. Sweet, right? Our pool pump is not working, so I can't clean the pool until we've got the pool pump working. We're not sure at this point what's wrong with it. We believe the shaft in the pump has frozen up, that it's corroded. Our pump sits down here. Let's see if I could show you. It sits down there right now. We're eventually going to have it moved and hard-lined and placed over here, right next to where that electrical box is at, over there. Anyways, so we have to figure out that problem with that before we can even move further with the pool. But I am thrilled with how level it is now. Unfortunately, this corner over here is still, it's better than it was, because this used to be like 5 inches. There was like a 5-inch difference, and now it's only maybe about a 1.5 inch difference. So that's a huge difference in what it was. However, that's not the issue. When we paid somebody to come out and level this for the pool, and they did not get that corner right, because we leveled these blocks all the way around this time, making sure that everything was going to be sitting right. And you can see when you go down through here, everything's right until you get to this corner right there. You can see where this corner's high. So when he leveled the area for the pool, it was not done right. So that's where we are on that. And you can see what we're doing. We're putting river rock down, and that's going to help keep it from eroding around the blocks that the legs sit on. We still have to get more river rock to put around the rest of the pool, and that should help a lot with that. But really what's going to help major difference is when we get the rest of the deck around the pool, obviously. But if you notice something here, which I'm really excited about, all those big piles of dirt that's been sitting there for a little bit over a year are gone. Yay! And they've been taken over. If you can see right over in that corner, there used to be a big old hole right there. And my husband's taking and dumping all the dirt into that hole to fill that hole back in, because that's where the greenhouse is going to go. So that's the beginning steps on getting the greenhouse up and ready. I can't wait. I'm excited about that. But this is so much nicer also, because all those big humps, I was always worried, because our English bulldog likes to go up in there, and that's where she would go to the bathroom a lot of times. And it always worried me, because there was so much high grass and stuff. It worried me about snakes all the time. So now that that's gone, I can keep this mowed now. But for today, and if you see over there, right past the white trailer right there, you can see the bucket sticking out. My husband's friend let him borrow his big old John Deere tractor, and that's how we were able to get this done last night. I was going to film it, but it was getting so dark by the time we started doing anything that I'll take you around and show you the rest of it. And I had to be out here with my husband, kind of guiding him where to place the bucket at. He did an awesome job. He's not used to driving and using a tractor like that and doing that kind of stuff. But you can see this is all, look at that. Oh, that's so awesome. He's going to level this out a little bit more through here. You can see it kind of dips down a little bit. So he's going to take the box blade and level that out some more. And for right now, I'm going to take the harrow through it, get all these tracks out of here. And then you got this end down here, and those are all going too. It looks so much better. I'm so excited about that. It's another step. Another step. And then he took this over here. I had asked him to just kind of blend this in. It kind of, right through here, raises up. It's not level, and I didn't want it leveled out. I just want it smoothed out because it was all kind of up, down, lumps all in it and all this, you know, stuff that was in there. Right here, up and around this tree right here, from probably right in there, kind of coming up. I want to put like a rock garden around that tree. And then where this raises up through here, the lower part will have grass down through here. But up through this, where it raises and the elevation goes a little higher, that's all going to be flowers and shrubbery eventually up in there. But piece by piece, that's all we can do. Look how much leveler that pool looks now, though. Isn't that awesome? I know you think it was like, it's just an ugly pool. Well, yeah, right now it is until we get it enclosed. Once we get that enclosed, it's going to really look nice. Because we're going to have all the same siding stuff coming around off the deck. And, which is going to be the rusted tin that you see we have laying over here in this pile. And then we can landscape around it, and it's going to look really, really pretty. But you can see right here, we've got some of it up right here. And that's what we're going to do, going all the way around the pool. And after we get done with that, then we're going to start working on, because eventually this is going to have, these stairs will stay, and there'll be a breezeway straight across to a door that comes to right here. So there'll be a breezeway coming all the way across here back to the house. So when you come out, you're not stepping out into rain or anything like that. And then as we did from that corner post right there, okay, that's where we went out to go to the, from the deck, okay? So we're going to do the same thing from this corner post. That railing will eventually be taken down, and from that corner post will come all the way down the side of the house right here. It'll come all the way down, and that's just an access deck is what I would call it, I guess. It'll come all the way out to when eventually we will have like a 12-foot, 12-foot porch, covered porch that's going to come off the whole front of the house. So that deck on the side is basically going to run into the deck on the front of the, you'll be able to walk all the way around. The only place that won't have a porch on it is going to be the end of that side of the house. So piece by piece, it's another piece finished. I'm excited. Because eventually this here too, you got to excuse all the stuff that's in there. We've got wood, everything that we have it all. up underneath here because it has to stay covered up out of the elements. But this is all going to be enclosed on both sides, the other side and this side, and then it'll have like barn doors on each side so you can drive straight through. Either barn doors or swing doors. I'm not sure if he's made up his mind what he wants on that, but this way we won't be driving anymore. Once we do that, we won't be driving anymore in the back here. I told my husband really right now is a prime time to lay down some seed, cover it with some hay, and see if we can get some seeds start to grow and get some grass growing back here. But you can see the path right there. It's like we have a road in our backyard because we've been having to drive all the way around to access this back here and be able to bring bales of hay and all this kind of stuff back here. And I would like to have that eliminated, that we don't have to do that anymore and you can drive straight through that, because this is going to be kind of more open in here. It's not going to be used like storing large items and things like that. We'll have a freezer and maybe a couple little maybe fold down work tables or something like that, you know, type thing. But for the most part, you'll be able to drive right through it. That way we don't have to do any more of this anymore. So I'll bring you over and show you where the greenhouse is going to go. And then I got to get to work, get the four-wheeler fired up, and go over and hook up the harrow and start dragging the harrow on all this to smooth out these tracks and everything that the tractor has made. But over here, all that right there, one is our shed and the other one is the greenhouse, the first greenhouse. We won't have the second greenhouse until he gets his shop built, because we have to have the unit over here for the storage, because this unit, the shelter logic, basically we're going to use the frame to that. Once he has the barn over here built, that will be moved over to here. You can see it was a hole. He's still got to smooth all this out. Anyways, we'll have the shelter logic framing put over here and made into a greenhouse. And then the smaller greenhouse will be right alongside of it. And the reason we're going with this over in this section is because we live in Florida, and in the summer months it's extremely hot and extremely humid. So inside those greenhouses are going to get extremely hot. Well, if we put it out here, one, it's going to take up too much room. I didn't want to look at it like that anyways, but for the most part, this section over in here almost all day long stays in the sun. Well, this section over here stays in the sun once it gets, I think, around noontime on. But it's more softer sun, I guess that's a way to word it. So at least it'll help with it getting so hot in there. I didn't want it direct into the sun. So the plants get a break during the morning hours. And of course, I can always put a shade cloth over it if I have to in the bright sunny part of the day, if need be. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. I just wanted to show you that. I'm really excited about this part, because that just really made a difference on how much better this looks back here. It's like night and day. And after he gets done with that over there, he's going to be clearing out also areas up in here. And I'm hoping he's going to be able to get through there and clear a path that we can fence off. That way we're not trying to drag this fencing through all that bush area through there. If you can push over a path, that's going to make it so much easier to get the fencing back through there and get it up for the goats. So that's where we're at. Bring you back to show you the babies real quick. I'm sorry you couldn't film that for you when he did that, but it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and it was getting late and we were trying to get as much done as we possibly could with limited amount of daylight that we had left. Say hello, babies. What you doing? What are you doing? Say hello. Mr. Elvis, Miss Priscilla, Roscoe. What are you doing? Where's all the rest of you? Oh, I see. All gathered down here. I see you. There you are. Miss Maisie. Okay. Well, for right now, that's all I got for you now, guys. I just wanted to share and show that to you. Show you what we've done. We've got so many projects going on right now, trying to fix up this old trailer. And we still have to lay the wood floor down in it on the doorway. Not the inside of it's fine as far as the inside, but we got to paint it. And the back door has been fixed. This bottom section down here, we had the metal plate placed there because there was a big old dented in hole right here in the corner where some people we bought it from apparently ran into something. And then we got to fix the cap, which I need the pressure washer really to get the rest of it cleaned off. I don't think we're going to be able to fix that right there where it's, you can see it's got like it's popped out. I don't know that we could fix that or not, but up in the top part of that cap is two little tiny little holes that water is getting into. So I'm going to put some Eternabond on top of that before we paint it. And unfortunately, we coated the top of the trailer. We coated the top of it. And unfortunately, because what I had planned on doing is every place there was a seam on the top, I was going to go over with Eternabond. And then I was going to go over with Eternabond on these little strips, over the strips there. But unfortunately, I can't do that because the Eternabond won't stick to the sealant that we put up on top of the roof. Which I'm kind of shocked because the sealant is made for RVs, but it's not sticking to it. Well, Eternabond was produced for the roofs of RVs, you know. in my lens. Why? You just go down the middle. Yeah. It's a little cool out here today, so which I'll be changing over to shorts pretty soon because it's starting to warm up really quick. Especially after moving that hair all around. Yeah. So I was saying really, if we can go get some seed, I really think that we might have a chance to get some stuff to grow if we can get some seed in a couple hoses, you know what I'm saying? Keep this dirt loose right here. I'd really be surprised if this is enough dirt. You're not hitting anything. You're not really hitting anything. But you're only packing it at the very spot you laid it down, and then the rest of it you don't hit nothing. I didn't know if that's what you're wanting to do. Perfect. Now lower it down and smooth it. Now you can lower it down and smooth it. I'm going to show you guys my husband's friend let him borrow the tractor, and he's clearing all this out right here. This looks so awesome. It's right when you come down from the driveway, the entrance from the driveway coming in. But that looks so awesome. And hopefully all this will be where I can mow through here, because I'm wanting to plant some grass and put some. Right here is a dogwood tree. And it's got beautiful blossoms when all the leaves first start coming out. Anyways, I want to kind of make that the focal point and put some flowers and everything back through here and stuff. So this is so pretty. It's going to be so nice. What are you thinking?
Pull it out and get around through there, you know? What do you think?
I think it looks awesome. I'm going to bring you back and show you what he did yesterday. I actually got on the tractor for the first time ever, which was pretty cool. Anyways, we're hoping to get a tractor of our own. It'll be a few months down the road or so. But I showed you where we planned on putting the greenhouse, but there was a big hole back there that we had to fill in. And plus I showed you around the pool, we had all this built up dirt from where we had taken the dirt out to put the pool down, sink the pool down so it would come even to our deck. Well, all that dirt was picked up from around the pool and brought over here and filled in the spot for the greenhouse. Basically, it's going to end up eventually being two greenhouses side by side. because we're taking our, over here in the corner, that's where he's going to put a shop. But that's going to require quite a bit of work because there's some stumps from trees that we had to take down. That's got to be removed in order for him to level that all out. But once he gets to that point and does that, over there is a Shelter Logic, which is a 13 by 20, I believe it's the size of it. And we're going to use everything that's in that shelter is going to come out and go into his shop over here, because it's going to have sides on it that will have storage. Then we can use the frame to that, and it's going to be over in here, and we're going to make it into a greenhouse. And then alongside of that, we've also got a 10 by 13 Harbor Freight greenhouse that will go alongside of that. So that's all going to be placed right there. Then what he did, where he got that dirt from, was all this had big piles of dirt out here. That's now all been removed and leveled out, which is awesome, because that always bothered me that was left there. I've been waiting for, I guess, a little over a year to have that removed, but all the weeds had grown up in it. And to me, it was just a kind of a nervous thing to walk over it, because I was always worried about snakes, you know. So anyways, that's all been fixed now. It's all leveled out. It really looks great. And then the other thing that we did is over in here. This is where we're going to have the pen is going to be basically for the goats. Is going to come from this post over here. And then right in this section here, we've got a 11.5 by 13 metal shed that we're putting up. And we'll have the doors facing this way, facing towards the house, okay? So the fence is going to come from this post to the shed, and then from the shed to this tree over here. And it'll go back about 100 feet and go back to the back end of the fencing, hook onto the back end of the fencing that comes back over to the chicken pen area. And that'll all be for the goats. And it'll make it, he's going to put a door to the back side of that shed. So this way, when we bring in hay, feed, and all that will be stored in that shed, that you can open from the front to unload everything to put in there, so we don't have to walk all the way around. We can unload it right here and then walk straight through, if you want to another door to get into the pen area for feeding purposes. Because the chicken coop's going to have a gate, or the chicken pen's going to have a gate coming right over in here that will access to this pen. So I can also let the chickens, if they want to roam out here, which, because they love being out in the wooded area searching for their little bugs and stuff, so no reason I can't let them be out in this pen as well. But there'll be a gate, so you'll have access from that area over there, and then you'll also have access through the door of the shed. So next step from this point will be, he's got to get some type of special gas on. It's pre-mixed for a we've got a weed eater, an Echo weed eater that's got the blade on it, which works excellent for cutting these little small bushes down. So I've got to come from this tree and go use that Echo trimmer and create a trail back through here, going back 100 feet, and then back over to tie into the chicken pen. That way we're not struggling to bring the fencing down there through. Basically, it's a trail, so we have a place to go through with the fencing. So now the last thing we did, which we did do it, but we didn't do it. Let's put it that way. As I had mentioned, we had just got finished with placing the stones down and putting the pool, filling the pool back up and having that all fixed. Well, I plugged the pool pump in. Once I got the pool filled, I plugged the pool pump back in, and all it did was hum. Well, usually what will cause that is in a pool pump, there is a shaft that goes down the center that attaches to a propeller, and that's what brings the water flow through. So that shaft will get corroded because it's got copper and everything that's surrounding it, all these copper wires and stuff. It'll get corroded and will lock that shaft up. Well, usually if you get it uncorroded or break the corrosion up so you can turn that shaft, it'll go back to working again. Well, we took apart the pool pump down on this side, down here, closest to, basically it was closest to the pool. We took this section out. If I can get you down here and show you. This section where all these, we took those all off and accessed this end of the pool pump, which is where the propeller is at. Had to take the propeller off, and he got that shaft loosened up and where it was spinning again. So we got it all put back together, plugged it in, it still hums. So I think basically the pool pump shot, which is crazy. Intex, you really need to do better than that. Because this pool pump, the whole pool, everything is only a year old. That's crazy that only lasted a year. One season, that's it. And we drained this pool pump in the winter, before it got wintertime. We drained the pool pump, all the water out, so we winterized the whole thing. So there was no water inside of it, so it couldn't have, nothing was in there that could freeze or anything like that. And I remember last summer, towards the end of the summer, the pump started getting like this whiny type noise to it, which I thought was a little odd for being a brand new pump. So, needless to say, we ended up my husband bought a new one, had to order it online, and it's supposed to be here on Tuesday. So once that gets set up, we'll have everything running again. And I'll be picking up I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, anybody that owns a pool. It's called Pool RX. And what it is it's a little basket that it's got copper, silver, and zinc, I believe, that's in it. And those minerals will pretty much eliminate the algae in the pool. And they say that lasts for 6 months. I used that last summer. I was struggling to get this pool clean. I'd shock it and did all this, everything you're supposed to do. And I could not you got it to almost a teal color, but I kept doing it over and over. Well, you'll ruin your liner if you keep shocking it over and over and over like that. So I'd seen myself on a video about this stuff, went down and got it. And they're like $59, I think, at Walmart. And all you do is you toss that into the basket that's onto the pump and to the skimmer attached to the pump. I threw that in there, and literally within I want to say just a few days, the water was crystal clear blue. It was awesome. So anybody's got a pool, I would definitely recommend looking into using that. Now I will say, the first week there was some stains that showed up at the bottom of the pool. Well, after a week, I had, I want to say 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I had shocked the pool, and not because it needed shocking, just to basically make sure that everything was staying on par. Once I did that, those stains disappeared and they never came back again. So they do say that this can cause some, I think it's calcium stains or something. Supposedly vitamin C or something actually will take those stains out. But if you can't get them out the way I did, I mean, they went away on their own, so it was no big deal. But that's the story. We got to wait until the pool pump gets here until I can start working on getting this all cleared out. So, but doesn't this look awesome? It looks so much better. And we had, if you remember, we had weeds basically through here. It wasn't grass, it was weeds, and it looked like we had a dirt road in our backyard. And that's because we've been having to drive all the way around to get back to here. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to get some seed, throw some seed down here and cover it with some hay and get some grass growing back in here, which will be great. And but yeah, that's what we've been doing for 2 days now, working on all this, and it's just made such a big difference on how it looks out here. It looks so nice. He's also going to come up through here after he gets done with what over there that I just showed you. He's going to come up in here, and I asked him if he would level this section through here, because I'm wanting to lay like some patio stones down and just make a little seating area like I have right there right now. But you can see they're all sitting crooked because the ground's not level. So he's going to level that all out for me. And then we'll eventually get some stone patio stones to place everything on for a little seated area and put some cushions in the chairs and stuff. And we're hoping one day, at some point, once he gets his own tractor down the road, this will be a little ways down the road, that we're going to put in a few RV spots. Now eventually we're going to end up having over here, just between these two trees right here on the drive section, a covered RV for pulling your RV up underneath for our purpose. But we want to put a couple RV spots back in here because we do a lot of camping when we have our RV. And we thought about putting a couple RV spots out here because usually when we go camping, we go with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and have a couple other friends that also show up in their camper and all. So we thought about putting a couple RV spots out here that they can actually come out and park and stay out here and camp for a weekend, and we can all come out and sit around the fire and everything out here. So that's our plans anyways. But it's really kind of just what he did in the last couple days with this has come a long way. It made a major difference. Then I took the four-wheeler and hooked up the harrow onto it and dragged the harrow all through it so it smoothed everything out, and got rid of the tractor tire marks. So I'm hoping he's going to get this cleared up enough through here that, because I had cut a lot of the trees down myself using my chainsaw back in here, but it left little stumps, and I'm too afraid to take our lawnmower back through there to mow because of those tiny little stumps. I'm afraid it's going to end up breaking the shaft on the lawnmower. So with him clearing that out through there, hopefully I'll be able to get the lawnmower through there and keep it mowed down and stuff for now, till we get some grass placed there. But yeah, it looks awesome. But that's all I have for you guys. It really is starting to come together as far as what we're needing to do to start finishing up some other projects around here. So, all right, I'll let you go from there. We'll move on to the next one. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Okay. Husband has cleared this out. This is where we're going to place the feed shed so we can store the hay and the feed in it. The doors, he said, was fine to put the doors facing out here, so the fence is going to come off of this post right here. It's going to come over to the side of the shed. Then you got the front doors of the shed facing this way, so we can just back the truck up, place the feed or hay or whatever inside, and then we'll have another door on the back side. And we're probably going to possibly split it. I believe it's 11.5 by 13 shed. And we're probably going to split it possibly where the back door will be open, and then have it split with a door access from the inside to the feed area. And that way the goats can actually use that section for their shelter. Anyways, from this side over here, then the fence will continue from the other side of the shed and continue down through here. And if you can see, I've worked for the last 2 days clearing the, we was going to go through that section over there, but it was just way too thick for me to do this by hand. He was going to do it with the tractor, but because the tractor doesn't belong to us, he was too scared of bringing it back and clearing it out with somebody else's tractor and putting scratches on it, you know. So anyways, so basically we'll come past this tree here, and then I've made a path so we can bring the fencing through all the way back in here. And I wore my boots doing this because I don't want to run into any snakes or anything like that. So this has been all cleared out. I did that yesterday. And then it'll come from this tree right here and then go back. And I've cleared back through here. So right here you've got to the post back there that I just walked. That's 105 feet. So we'll have plenty enough off of one roll to get to this corner, and with a little extra to spare. And then I cleared back through here. And this back here is about 60 feet. What I had done is I measured off stepping, I measured off the chicken pen area, which was about 60 feet. So we're going to come to these two trees right here. I was going to go to this big tree, but our neighbors, I don't know if you can even see it. There's a roof back over in here, if you can see that. Anyways, our neighbor's property butts up to ours right here. So all the uncleared area section over here is all ours, but I didn't want to go to that tree and be too close to, because we don't want to be able to see their property or anything. They don't, anyways, we wanted to leave that, you know, for some privacy purposes. So, and then I cleared back here, and as you can see, it comes right out to the chicken pen. I finished this up today. We're gonna have to somehow, we've got some big old lump areas, but I think we can come through if we stay right in the middle of the path. We could probably possibly shovel this out some, so we don't have this dip in here as much. And then we will be going through these two trees. Up in here. I haven't got to, and we're going to go to right there where the pallets meet that tree right there. That's the corner of the chicken pen. So they'll have all this section through here for the goats. And then have a field day with all the brush. So I haven't cleared any of this here. That's an old brush pile from when we cleared out the chicken pen to begin with. So that's been sitting there for a while, and I'm a little bit too leery of getting in there and starting to remove that, only because of snakes. So I think we're gonna get maybe either a large rake or maybe the shovel and start kind of pulling it out of there, just so we have some distance, because yeah, that kind of makes me a little leery. So what are you guys doing? What? I hear you. Yes, I hear you, Miss Priscilla. She's so funny. We thought all this time that it was Elvis that was neighing at us every time we'd step out the door, and it's not, it's her. And it's kind of funny because he absolutely loves being petted. He will stand there the whole time as long as you're petting him. With her, you reach out to pet her, she takes off running. But she likes you being back there. As soon as you leave, she starts neighing again. So for a start, this should give them, basically it's going to give them a 100 by 60 pen. So that will give them enough space back through here. And they could start clearing all this brush out, which will be nice. And then we got the other side of the property, which I'm not sure if we're wanting pigs as well. But yeah, this right here is kind of the reason I tend to want to wear my boots and everything out here, because we've had several snakes that we've run across. One even got inside of our house, which that was this past winter. My husband, how it got in, I don't know, but it was actually in our kitchen, hanging from the handle of the cabinet, which was crazy. My husband walked in there and says, we got a snake in the house. I'm like, what? No way. Oh, yes way. So they're definitely out here. And just down the road, they had like a huge rattler that somebody had caught. So since we've been out here, I've been watching every step when we come walking through the wooded area and stuff. And that's not, what? I hear you. Yes. You're being noisy. My goodness. You want to say hello? You want to say hello to your YouTube fans? Do you want to say hello? Huh? I can't get you in there. There you are. There you are. There you are, Mr. Elvis. There you are. His horns are coming out big time. A lot faster than hers. Well, hi there. Hi there, beautiful. Yeah, see, he reached down and she just, it's like, I want you near me, but don't touch me. So funny. But I told my husband we're going to have to, I'm not as concerned about the fencing that we just put up, only because you have this back fencing over here. So if they knock that down, you still have they'll still be fenced in. But I prefer they didn't knock it down. However, the fencing that we're going to be putting through the trail area to fence this section in, that's going to have to be very, very tight. So I don't know if we're going to have to winch it, or I don't know how he plans on doing that, but it needs to be done right. That's all I know. Oh, and the pool pump came in today. So his friend's supposed to come by and pick up the tractor today. Anyways, I brought the pool pump and carried it back around to the other side of the fence. So he's supposed to take out the other pump. It came with a sand filter. We didn't need the sand filter, obviously, but that's just going to give us an extra one, I guess. But yeah, the new pool pump come in. We got to take that pump out, and then install this one. Then I should be able to start cleaning out the pool and getting it cleared up. But I'll show you over here is where we were thinking about putting the pigs, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to go deeper in. This isn't quite as thick with brush over here. However, if we put it in over here, we have to come up with some type of watering system, because the closest water is going to be right here. So he'll either have to tap into that and dig a trench over to this section. And basically what my thoughts were, which should be plenty big enough, I would think, is coming back through here, which he's already dug out some of it with the tractor, pushing some of the other stuff back in here. I'm sure our neighbors wouldn't be thrilled about it, but I'm thinking basically kind of right where, just about where this tree is at, and then going back towards our trail over there and fencing this in for the pigs. But I'm not overly sure if that's what we're going to do, or if we're going to put it to the other side over there, back behind the goat area where we're pinning that in, because that will leave them all of that right there. Like I said, that's kind of up in the air on whether we're going to do that or not. And we did find out the tractor was not capable of pushing these stumps down over in the corner. So we have to figure out a way to get these stumps out of here, because that's where he's got to level everything out to put his shop. But that's where we're at right there. I am so thrilled that I got that. That was a lot of work, clearing all that out. So we had a path to bring the fencing down through. Oh, look at the butterflies. How cute. It looks like they're okay. Mating, maybe. There's 3 of them. Thought it was only 2, but there's 3. How cute. Anyways, all this, after we get the greenhouses in, I'm not attacking it right now. This over here, this section through here, this used to look like this. And And it was just as thick, if not worse than this, because there was so much. Oh my gosh, you could still see them hanging from the trees. The vines were just terrible. But my husband and I cleared this all out by hand using nothing but a weed trimmer that had a blade on it, and then a battery operated pole saw. And that's how we cleared all this. That was a huge amount of work too. That's where then I had to drag everything that we cleared. I had to drag it out by hand, and we burned it. As you can see, I still have stuff I have to burn over there, and that's from clearing out the front section. And then this back over in here, as you can see, there's a big old pile right to the other side of that trailer. That's everything that I did by hand that was just on this trail in the front that I just cleared out. So all that's going to have to be dragged over and put into the burn pile. All the rest of it I kind of tossed back to the other side, so because dragging it through the woods would have been nearly impossible. So we're not concerned really about these little, I don't know what you call them, tiny trees that's on the ground, because the shed that we purchased, it's got a metal flooring that goes across that you put plywood so it would be up off the ground. So it's just going to sit on top of those. Those aren't going to interfere with anything. They'll just die off once the shed's placed over the top of them. So we're not concerned about that. But so that's where we're at. I wanted to share with you guys what I had done so far. I still have to clean this up a little bit, I guess. It's not going to end up being the straightest fence. But as far as having a straight line down through there, but I think it'll do. We do have to still remove some of these fallen trees and stuff through here. But yeah. It's another step. Another step. The shed door's still open. The way I look at it is every time you take a step, it's a step forward, and hopefully it'll stay that way, because it seems like we keep taking steps, but our steps keep going. After we take a step forward, we're taking 3 steps backward, having to go back and fix some things that didn't work out the way we had planned, such as the pool. But that's okay. It's kind of like I have to tell my husband all the time that that's part of owning a home. So we really have some really beautiful trees back in here. So I'm anxious to kind of see, once the goats get it all cleared, how much that's going to really make a difference. I think it will. And then he's bringing home sod tomorrow, I think. A pallet of sod. I've got to somehow get the harrow and loosen this up through here. This section. So, because our plan is to take that pallet and come from over here next to the house and start going this way and meet up to the corner of the up here. So that way it'll line the driveway, and we'll have one side pretty much just about complete, with the exception of some of the front section still has to be completed. You'd be amazed at how little one pallet of sod covers. I think it only covers like 400, little over 400 square feet. I remember, oh Lord, it was, of course, this is probably 20 years ago, I guess. I bought sod for a place that I had purchased a piece of property. And that sod back then only, I want to say I only paid, it was like half the cost of what it is today. I only paid like $50 for it. Right now we're paying $100 for a pallet of sod, and that's not being delivered. That's for us to come pick it up. And of course we'll get, I want to say it's $5 a pallet back if you bring the pallets back to them. But most of the time I don't bring the pallets back because we always find use for them. Which will probably be the same case this time, unless the pallets are kind of in poor shape. We'll probably return them. But anyways, he finished off this. I think he got it where I can actually bring a mower through it now. And I'm thinking we're probably going to have to put St. Augustine through here, because it really doesn't get any sun through here. So I'm thinking over in this section, St. Augustine, and then I'm really wanting the dogwood tree to kind of be a focal point. So I'm hoping down the road that I'll turn this little section around the dogwood tree into like a flower bed area. But this will be pretty once that's sodded through there, kind of coming in from the drive area. That'll be kind of your first thing you see, you know, so that'll be nice. So I'm really pumped about it, what we've accomplished just in the past few days. We got a lot done. I've got some of my plants too, my flowers. Some of my flowers are actually coming up from last year. Most of them died from the freeze, but I have this one right there. Okay, coming back. And this one is also a flower. If I can find it, where are you at? Right there. It's coming back. That one I believe is just a weed. The other one that's a weed is surrounding right there. That was my husband's lemon tree, and the freeze killed it off too. So, yeah. Anyways, that's where we're at, guys. Moving on to the next step, which will be putting up today we're putting in the pool pump. And then next step after that, we'll be putting up the fence back there. And as soon as we get clear enough weather and not windy, we will be painting. Well, first we're going to paint that trailer. He wants to paint it. We're going to paint that. And he's got wood that he's going to be picking up to fix the door and put the wood back on the door so we can store our bikes in it. That's our plans for it, and that way we can go different places with our bikes. But so far, all we've done with this is the primer. Yeah, primer on this side. And we got to clean it back off at the bottom, and then he's got to repaint. He's going to spray paint this on this side too. But we can't, every time we plan on doing it, it's either raining or there's huge amounts of, it's like gusty wind. And we can't use the painter to do it with, the spray painter. It would be a waste. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that hawk. That thing's huge. Wow. I don't know if you can see this, guys. I don't know if he's going to come out over here or not. Where'd he go? And this is why I don't like the chickens being out in this area. They love being out here, and I hate it, but that's why I wanted their chicken pen to be a pretty decent sized chicken pen. Plus, when we get the goats pen in, there's no reason. We'll have a gate coming from the chicken pen into the goat pen, and there's really no reason that the chickens can't go back into the woods into that pen too. I'm fine with that as long as they're in the wooded area, because that does help with sheltering them a little bit. I'm not going to say it's 100%. Obviously, a hawk could get down into here, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult coming down through the trees because it's not open. So that's why I don't want them out in here, for that reason. But yeah. All right, you guys tore that one up and you tore those up. I guess I need to go get you some more, huh? What are you doing? Can you see him? I put that out there to put their hay in, and he's laying in it. Oh my gosh. You guys are so funny. Oh well. Goofy. Can you see him there? Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know if it'll zoom in or not. Is it zoomed? No. Yeah, it's zooming. Can you see him there? That's so cute. You're a silly boy. All right. So I wanted to share that with you. You guys during this, I got to see the eclipse, very little of it yesterday. That was kind of cool. I mean, for us, that's probably a once in a lifetime event for us, being at our age, but I couldn't see much of it because a lot of the cloud I saw, it wasn't like totally covered yet, but it was probably, I would say, 90% covered at the time that I'd seen it. And I did get a picture, but you can't tell because I don't have any type of filter on my lens. And anyways, that was kind of neat to witness that. If you guys, anybody else has got good shots or whatever and got to see the eclipse, chime in. Let us know. I just guess I'm gonna let you guys go, and for the what, 4th time is that me saying that? So I've got to somehow get the chickens back into the coop so maybe we can get some eggs from them because they've been out all morning. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next one. You guys take care and be safe.